Hi friends, welcome back to Vachi Online Teaching. Today we will be discussing the next topic in reproduction in plants chapter, class 11th NIOS biology. And in this session we will be discussing about the various methods of reproduction in flowering plants, the angiosperms. Okay. So before going to the topic, if you are watching my channel for the first time, please click on the subscribe button and also the bell icon on its side so that you will be notified when I upload videos in the future. Okay, so let's go to the session. So reproduction in angiosperms, that is flowering plants. Angiosperms are the flowering plants, the advanced group of plants in the plant kingdom. Okay, so angiosperms reproduce both by vegetative as well as sexual method. The vegetative methods like fission, budding, layering, grafting, etc., and also the sexual method, that is double fertilization, which is happening in the flowering plants. Okay, and in this section we will be discussing about the sexual reproduction methods in angiosperms. Okay, we have already discussed about the vegetative methods, like how budding is happening. It's like a small bud will come out with any part of the plant, vegetative part of the plant, and it will grow into a new entire plant cut off from the parent part of the plant. Okay, and in those methods there is no there is no recombination, there is no mixing up of gametes, so the plants produced or the offsprings produced will be exactly identical to the parent plant. So we are discussing about the sexual reproduction method in angiosperm in this section, and the sexual method of reproduction in angiosperm is called as double fertilization. Okay, so that is what we will be discussing in detail in this topic. Okay, so double fertilization. Double fertilization is the method of reproduction in flowering plants or angiosperms. Okay, so as you know, sexual reproduction occurs by the fusion of male and female gametes produced in the flower. We should first know about what are the parts of a flower. Okay, so flower, you can tell that flower represent the reproductive unit of a flowering plant. Flower is the reproductive unit in a angiosperm plant. Okay, so and about flowering, do all plants flower all the time? All is like flowering happens frequently in all plants? It's not like that. Some plants will produce flowers every day, but some plants it's not like that. It is seasonal. Some plants will produce flowers at some seasons only. Okay, so first we are discussing about the classification of angiospermic plants based on the time at which it produces flowers or the time at which it undergoes sexual reproduction. Okay, so angiosperms are classified into annuals, biennials, and perennials depending upon the time they take to complete the life cycle, including flowering, fruiting, and death. Okay, the plants produce the flowers, then fertilization happens, it produces the fruit, the seed will disperse, and finally the plant will deteriorate. Okay, so based on all these events in its life cycle, the plants are classified into three groups. One is annual plants, second one is biennial plants, and third one is perennial plants. Okay, now we are discussing about what are annual plants. Annual plants are the plants which complete their life cycle, including flowering to seed formation, within one season. Okay, that is known as an annual plant. An example is pea plant. Okay, and the second category is biennial plant, in which the plant is completing its life cycle in 2 seasons. Okay, it requires 2 seasons to complete its life cycle from flowering to seed to its death. Okay, in the first season the plant will be in its vegetative state. There is no production of gametes, there is no fertilization, no fruit production, no seed formation, nothing. The first season is it's just vegetative state, and in the second season it produces flowers, fruits, seeds, and then die. And the example is radish. Okay, then the third category is perennial. Perennial plants are plants which live for longer years. They live for several years. Okay, and their vegetative stage may last from 1 to few years, and after that they will start producing flowers, fruits, seeds every year. Okay, example is mango. Okay, it will take some time after it will grow up. Till then it is only its vegetative state, and it reaches a particular stage of maturity, it will start producing flower, and mango will start produce. That is happening in mango tree and all. Okay, For some years it will be in its vegetative phase, and later on only it starts its flowering stage and produces fruit seeds, and later on it will deteriorate. Okay, an example of perennial plant is mango, big trees like mango, people, neem, etc. Okay, and then there is another two category called as monocarpic and polycarpic. Okay, and monocarpic are all annuals and biennials, and some perennial plants are monocarpic because they produce fruit, single fruit. Okay, mm, and they produce only once in the plants that reproduce only once in their life cycle. Okay, that is called as a monocarpic plants, and the example is bamboo, agave, etc. All annuals, biennials, and some um, perennial plants. Okay, and polycarpicus, they produce fruits. Carp is the word related to fruits, so only once in their lifetime they produce reproduce only once. That is called as monocarpic. Polycarpicus, many times they produce fruits many times in their life cycle, and it produce fruits for several years also. That is polycarpic, and most of the perennial plants are polycarpic. Example, mango, guava, apple, and pear. Okay, and now we'll study about how flowering is initiated in plants. Okay, so as a seed germinates, a new plantlet emerges from it. The young plant grows vigorously and continues to grow till it attains a definite shape and size with its vegetative parts. That means a plantlet will start growing from a seed, and it will grow up to a level until it reaches a definite shape, size, that it forms all its vegetative particle in a well-off manner, that it's become well developed. And at that stage, that growing stage is known as the young stage or the juvenile phase of a plant. Okay, and at certain point of time, on completion of the vegetative growth, the plant switches into the reproductive phase or the adult phase. Okay, and at that point of time, its vegetative shoot apex transforms to a reproductive structure called as a floral apex, and it start forming flowers. Okay, this transition from vegetative to flowering stage may take several years in trees, but it takes only weeks or days in annual plants. Okay, so that are the two phases of a plant. One is the young phase or the juvenile phase, its vegetative phase, its growth, the growth time, and then its reproductive phase or the adult phase. At that point, it transforms to the stem transforms to a floral apex and start producing flowers. Okay, so the plant shoot can be divided into two forms. One is a juvenile shoot, the young stage. It will be small, soft, and bear only few young leaves, and the shape and size of leaves remain the same, and the shoot does not respond to any stimulus which results in flower formation. Okay, it's just the young stage, growing stage. But in adult stage, adult shoot, it is a well developed branched stem bearing young as well as mature leaves, and the shape and size of the leaves will be different in different parts of the shoot, and the shoot will respond to the stimuli which it receives in order to produce flowers. Okay, it receives a stimulus and it starts producing flowers and converted to a floral apex. Okay, and in cereals, a minimum of 7 leaves must be developed before the plant can produce flowers. Okay, so that is a condition in cereals, that is at least 7 layers of leaves should be formed, then only it is converted to its adult phase. Okay, so this is the initiation of flowering. So this much is for the current session, and in the next session we'll be learning about the factors affecting flowering and parts of a flower. So stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.